5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey y'all, and welcome to Geek Freaks. I am Frank, and I'm joined by Squeaks.
Squeaks.
Today we got some news of the week for you guys. We also had the console war episode that just went up, where we talked about each of the consoles that came out. And we have another episode coming out on Friday. It's going to be our next level up, Red Dead Redemption 2, with streamer Monumentus Kyle joined us for that one, so it's a lot of fun. So a ton of content coming your guys' way. Really excited for that. Okay, Squeaks, here we go, man. We're talking about games we're watching, or games we're playing and shows we're watching. Pretty easy. We just talked about this, but what are you playing?
Yes, since we just talked about it, I am one of the lucky ones who have a PS5, and I am playing Sackboy and Spider-Man.
And you having fun?
Having a blast.
Yeah.
Yes. How about you? What are you playing right now?
Same thing. I'm playing Spider-Man, and I want to get into Bug Snack. I've got the Bug Snack. I've been hearing that people who do play it really enjoy it, so fingers crossed on that. We'll see how it goes.
I've only heard positive things about it too. I just haven't really downloaded it myself, to be honest.
Yeah. Have you been watching anything good lately?
Haven't watched anything? Man, I'm kind of sporadic all over the place, but right now I'm definitely watching only Christmas stuff.
Oh, really? I haven't. I don't know, man. I'm just not like in Christmas mood right now. I've just been too busy.
I'm the type of person, as soon as Halloween's over, that it's 2 months of Christmas. So
yeah, typically I am too. It's just for some reason I think it's the PS5 kind of got my way, where I'm just like nothing matters but that next gen. You know?
I would do a lot of that. Mostly, got your typical. I watched the animated Grinch, the regular Grinch, of course, because that's a every year thing. I got Flintstones Christmas. I'm all over the place. Really, I don't really have a series or anything specifically I'm watching. What about you?
I'm watching this show. I think it's called like Aunt Donna's House. It's an Australian sketch show that came out on Netflix. I'm not sure. I'm watching it, and I'm not sure if it's very stupid or really smart. Like really well written. Okay. It's really confusing that way. It's kind of like the not Eric Andre, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. I'm like cracking up laughing. I'm like, this show is so stupid, but it's also got me laughing hard. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, okay.
It's on Netflix. Check it out, guys, if you want to. It takes like 5 minutes to get the vibe of the entire show, and then you're like, okay, am I willing to sit through this? And then, yeah. All right. Let's get into the news. We have Jeff Johns confirms plans for a Batman 3 Jokers follow-up. Now, you read Batman 3 Jokers, right?
The first issue. Is there anything more than that, or?
Yeah, there's the 2 others. It's a 3-parter.
Those already came out?
Yeah, it's already done.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I'm behind.
Well, okay, I'll try not to spoil much for you.
But
man, you're killing me with these.
God dang.
So John's hinted that he's planning to continue the story. It takes place from some of the narrative cues in the miniseries. So not necessarily like the main Joker part, but I'm gonna spoil it for you. I'm sorry, but the whole Jason Todd and Batgirl Barbara Gordon hooking up kind of thing. Maybe that. We did find out that Batman knows who Joker was. He always knew who Joker was since the first week of Joker being anything. That could have repercussions. So they're going to continue that storyline. It's going to be its own little side plot. That's going to take this darker, grittier tone. You only read the first one. How are you liking the first one then, at least?
I enjoy it I enjoy it. It's there was really nothing like. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky. I was gonna say there's really nothing memorable to me on the first one.
Yeah.
The relationship thing, that was interesting to add that in there. I mean, we saw the Jokers talking to each other at the very end, so I thought that was kind of like the no shit moment.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's all I really, kind of got from it.
Yeah, from my side. So after finishing all 3, I really wish this wasn't part of canon. I wish it wasn't really Joker and Batman we're dealing with. I wish it was like its own side story. Then I'd be very pleased. The fact that this has to be canon upsets me, because I don't want this to be the Joker canon unless we have confirmation. I don't want to spoil much, but unless we have confirmation that I think it's the comedian that I want to make sure to say. As long as we have confirmation the comedian is the actual Joker, the original Joker. If that's the case, then I'm okay. Otherwise, then it's like, man, this is so stupid that there's 3 Jokers. I don't know. That's my thing. Yeah.
So you're saying there were 3 Jokers, like legit, like it wasn't like there are mind tricks or anything.
In the story, in the canon, there are 3 Jokers. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the 2 Jokers die. Okay, and then we're left with 1 Joker, and And then he doesn't reveal. They both kind of basically it doesn't reveal whether or not he was the original Joker or if he's one of the newer Jokers that was made by the original Joker. That is frustrating to me because this long story, I want it to be the original OG Joker that's still around. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. Like I'm not happy that A Death in the Family and Killing Joke Jokers were different Jokers. Like that is so frustrating to me that they're different Jokers when it's like Batman has some amazing stories, and the fact is that one guy that's the thorn in his side has always been really important to me. And now that it's not, I'm just like, man, that just really hampers it a lot for me. I did not care for the story, I guess. Yeah.
Damn, yeah. I wasn't expecting that to be legit 3 Jokers. I thought maybe there was just some mind trick or something going on. But yeah, that really does hamper it because, I mean, like you said, that was that one guy that's always that thorn on the side.
Yeah.
But now it's really not. So
right, yeah, for some of the biggest moments too. It's not like it was just like, oh well, yeah, this one bank heist was the comedian, and this one bank heist was this guy. No, straight up, Death in the Family, one of the most important stories ever, and with Jason Todd, and then A Killing Joke and stuff like that, Barbara Gordon. Those are some of the most important stories in the canon, and here you're making them not the regular guy or possibly the original. We don't know. It's just really frustrating. And then I did like the idea. It was kind of this thing where it's like, okay, so Joker's trying to make the best Joker kind of thing. Like one of them wanted to do that, maybe the criminal one. And so Jason Todd would have made the best Joker because it would have had a personal connection to him. Like that was the reason for it. That was kind of a cool thing. And I wouldn't mind exploring that multiverse world where Jason Todd becomes the new Joker. There's the Red Hood connection already, so it makes a lot of sense there. That would be really cool. I wouldn't mind them exploring that in a side spin-off, not canon storyline. I think that'd be really cool.
Wow, that is kind of a bummer, actually. You kind of put me in a down mood already, and we just started.
I know, and it's like, man, I really wish this wasn't canon at all. Again, own story, fantastic. But
I'll be damned.
Even the Jason Todd and Barbara thing, first off, she's back to being Oracle. Awesome. Super excited for that. That's really cool because I like her as Oracle. Always in Batman's ear. And actually, Batman 101, Batman, I like how they're changing Batman. They're basically scaling him back down in a really smart way. So I'm excited for that. I think I'm going to really be getting deep into this. But yeah, so anyway, the Barbara thing, they're making it to where it's like, yeah, that happened, but they're not talking about it because so it's this thing that's going to be like this, I don't know. Going forward, we know that they kissed, but it's not something they're going to address, so then that's stupid too. Then why'd you even have them kiss?
No, we're talking Batman and Barbara kissing or...
Jason Todd. I'm sorry, Jason Todd and Barbara.
Okay. Only because I'm thinking of Killing Joke also now, and I know that she was trying to get with Batman a little bit.
Well, yeah. He's still with Catwoman, but this is some issue 101 stuff. But he's still with Catwoman. They're just taking a break.
Okay, got it. Okay.
All right. So the news part is they're probably going to continue the storylines from there. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, maybe they will address the Jason Todd, Barbara Gordon stuff. Speaking of Red Hood. There has been a rumor that is getting more and more confirmed, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's 100% confirmed yet, that a Red Hood series is coming to HBO Max. I love me some Red Hood. Jason Todd is fantastic. What are your thoughts on him getting his own show?
This is what's needed. Okay.
Yeah.
What part I'm saying is that it's not because it's just Red Hood, but you also have that it's coming to HBO Max. So I'm hoping that that's the quality we're going to get is HBO because that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Is that confirmed, or are we getting like CW quality shit?
Well, okay. Well, have you watched Titans?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I thought it had some graphical moments that I really liked when
it's a spin-off of that.
Okay. Well, that's not horrible.
Yeah,
I think I kind of was annoyed with some of the characters. Like Raven was just like, oh my god, stop bitching. And then Starfire was okay. Robin was okay. Beast Boy, I wasn't a fan of Beast Boy because every time they did some shitty ass transformation, they always hid it from you in the beginning. It was like, dude, come on, cinematic,
saving the
whatever.
budget. Yeah,
I'm okay because there was some really good moments of Robin being very brutal when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that we just get a little bit more, I guess, of that than anything else. Because I mean, Red Hood is brutal. I mean,
Red Hood is and Jason Todd's got a very interesting story. So different ideas on how this might work. Is I think it would be much like season 1 of Arrow, where Arrow was killing people because it was for the better good. He was struggling with that, but that was what he was doing. He was killing people that was on his list. And then we had flashbacks. I would like to see some flashbacks of him like dealing with how he was resurrected, dealing with Batman, and how he wanted to go to hardcore, and Batman was always trying to bring him back.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. What would you want to see out of like what kind of story would you want to get out of this?
I think I definitely need to see a revenge on a Joker. I kind of want to see him go after Joker.
Keep reading the ones you read.
Three of them. Can I be more?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go after the comedian. Fuck it, pick one.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he does. But yeah.
Oh god.
Spoilers.
I kind of want to see that, but then I kind of want to see. Yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah. Because I think the other one would be his battle between Batman, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind seeing that too. Actually, I really would like to see that too. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you guys who are not familiar, Red Hood's really getting popular lately. He's going to be in the new Gotham Knights game, which I'm excited for that. Red Hood Outlaws, of course, fantastic comic run, and it's doing really well right now. Specifically, so his name, of course, is Jason Todd. He's the second Robin after Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson moves on to be Nightwing, and they needed to fill in somebody, so they got this new kid. Depending on which canon you go with, but the one that's mostly accepted is Batman came across him stealing the tires off the Batmobile at one point, which I just love that intro. It shows who he is. As Robin, he was always really aggressive. He was kind of always having to be reined in. Eventually, he dies in a Death of the Family storyline by Joker, who kills him and his mom. His mom tricked him into going to a building with Joker and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. You guys should read that. DC had people vote on this. Now, this is interesting stuff. DC had people vote on whether or not Jason Todd would die, and not by a huge margin, Jason Todd was voted to be killed off. Now,
after the series, or
back in the day when the series was first coming out,
Okay.
So they had people call in. They had a number, and they were voting. The reason this was even brought up is because the writer at the time of Batman was like, I cannot stand a Robin being around him, so he kept pushing for him to be killed. There's this whole thing where, they kept pushing for Robin to be killed. He did. So they're like, all right, we'll leave it up to the fans. Now, there's this rumor that's kind of picking up steam lately that there was some lawyer out in California that had an automated like telemarketing dialer and really didn't like Robin and just had it call in to kill off Robin. And so this one guy might have decided the fate of Jason Todd.
Man, you gotta really hate a comic book character to go through all that work just to make sure they killed him off.
Yeah. It was like calling every 30 minutes or whatever. So that was something that might have happened. Because it was so close, like the vote either way was quite close, they decided to bring him back. Now, he has two ways of being brought back, one that's just ridiculous and one that I think they'll use. The ridiculous one is Superboy Prime punches basically reality until Todd is resurrected, trying to create this perfect world. Is what Superboy Prime was doing. After New 52, which I think is the better version, straight up a Lazarus pit. I think it's Talia al Ghul digs him up, throws him in the pit. He's back to life. It's easier. In comic world, Lazarus pit's kind of the easy way to go. I think that's what they'll use for the show as well. And then so he runs around. He's an anti-hero. He's like Batman, but he's willing to kill. And he's actually worked with some of Batman's villains. He's worked with Hush notably. So I really think this character is really good, and he's hot right now, like Harley Quinn kind of thing. We're starting to get more Batman's rogues gallery out there, so it'd be really good to see his own show. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, we have news that Cortana's original voice from Halo is joining the Showtime series. They actually casted another person for this role at first, Natasha McCone. Yeah, she was going to be playing Cortana, and the creator of Cortana, Dr. Catherine Housley. But they just shifted things around. Now McCone is still going to play Housley, but they actually got the original Cortana voice to be back as Cortana, which I'm really happy for that. I mean, why would you change that, right? Cortana's voice is so iconic. It's in our head all the time.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're just going to CGI it anyway. I mean, I guess they could do some motion capturing or whatever, but it's like, I mean, come on, dude. It's a CGI character. Just why not stick with the original voice unless she had issues with it, which I don't think she would have when approached. But, yeah, why are we changing shit like that when it's some kind of like, you would think a simple answer.
And I'm hoping that we see a lot of Cortana. I'm hoping that a lot of Cortana's screen time is actually as a voiceover that the Master Chief is hearing. Like, I think that would be best.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, if you're trying to mimic the game, really.
Exactly. It'd be good to have that, because you want to build up that kind of codependency, like where Cortana uses him to get missions done, and yet he needs her as like that other person that's on the field with him. I think that's a good way of depicting that.
And definitely, you could definitely get the audience to feel this relationship being made, kind of like when we were playing the games. That we're watching a relationship unfold, and it's literally just someone talking to this fake AI in a helmet. It's not even like a real person or anything. So it'd be kind of interesting to see that on TV. Kind of like that movie Her, right? Where that guy
I like that
Joaquin
movie.
Phoenix falls in love with like a robot, whatever the voice.
Yeah,
kind of like
Siri.
something like that.
Yeah. So the show is moving along nicely. They have most of the casting done now for the Showtime series, and we should be getting that pretty soon. It's expected 2021.
Like the only thing streamlining through the anything Halo related.
Yeah, right. It'll probably be done before the Halo game.
Oh God.
Speaking of Halo, Halo 4 is coming to PC. 343 Industries and just announced that it's going to be joining the Master Chief Collection on PC, which is one of the best things to own in gaming. Is the Master Chief Collection? Such good games. You can download the remastered campaign on November 17th through Steam or the Microsoft Store on your computer, or if you have a console player, it is available now. So you could be playing that already. How did you like Halo 4? Do you remember that story very well?
Goodness, God, it really just feels like one whole.
It kind of does, right?
It just feels like one whole thing. Like I remember things about Halo, and I don't remember which one's which.
Yeah.
Which one is this one? Is this?
This is the first time 343 took the reins, and it was when they went to that planet that had a whole new life form. That's the mechanical life form, called Prometheans, where and remember like a lot of the weapons had like that orange flare to everything because all the mechanical was like they had an orange energy source.
For some reason, I was thinking, yeah, I know. For some reason, I always relate them to only 5 because I remember 5 really well. Like I love Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So
I thought it was fine.
I liked it.
Fine. I think 343 does a good job what they're doing. I mean, I think they're really fucking up right now, but I really enjoyed the 343 games with Halo.
I liked the 343 era. I think it's done though. But yeah. So originally launched in 2012, and it took Master Chief and Cortana to an unknown planet where they fight to survive against an ancient mechanical race called the Prometheans. So you guys can get the entire collection for only $39.99, which is a steal. And then you can grab, if you want to grab just Halo 4 by itself, it's $9.99, and of course on Game Pass they're all included. In the collection right now is 1 through 3, Reach, and ODST. Some iconic games, guys. Really worth the play.
Man. Reach is one of my favorites too.
Oh, that last level on Reach, man. Your face. Those who are just listening, you guys see Squeak's face. Make sure you check out the stream. All right, next up we have Mad Mikkelsen might be taking over for Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beast. Were you here last time when we were talking? I think it was just me and Jonathan talking about the Johnny Depp getting fired thing.
No, I did a tweet about it, and I heard that he's being fired for whatever the accusations he had of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just something you just can't do. But I think Mads is a badass actor.
Yeah,
and I think he's fucking even a badass villain for sure. Mm-hmm. The only problem I have is this whole series is trash.
Yeah, so I haven't even given it a watch honestly,
yet. Don't fire. You need to fire the whole show, the whole series. It's done. Fuck this. This is not in my Harry Potter world. This is horrible.
If you were to make a new Harry Potter movie, what would a whole new universe? What would be the premises? You don't want to go. You want to go back in time, jump forward.
I don't. I want to go forward. There was a book made where pretty much they, Harry and them, they all is with Ginny, Ron's with Hermione. They have kids and their kids go to school. The child. Let me look back there. Yeah, it's called The Cursed Child.
Oh, you have it next to you.
Yeah, and it's really predictable. It's like, okay, Dad, I hate you. You're too famous. Blah blah. Then he kind of gets in some shit, and he's like, oh, Dad, I love you. Blah blah blah. But I want to see progress, and I think this is going to lead up to our next segue. But I don't want to go back all the time. Like, let's move forward. I want a continued story. I want to keep going with the stuff I learned, the journey that I went through.
Yeah.
I don't need to keep going back in time. The only thing I am kind of really looking forward to is the new Harry Potter game, Hogwarts game that's coming out soon, because that's going to be before. But that's fine. It's in a video game, but it's not like in the big screens, like where we fucking fell in love with Harry and them,
Yeah.
But then that would create who would be the next villain? Like, would there be maybe some Death Eaters that were maybe 3 of them survived or something like that, and they decided to make their own cult, some shit like that.
What if they pulled the Daenerys and someone of the core group turned evil? Would they do that, or is that just outside of the realm of Harry Potter?
The typical answer would be Draco, but he turned
too easy.
Good towards the end, and it's definitely too easy.
Yeah.
Hermione would be a big okay, we need a lot of explanation for this to happen.
Yeah, but she's so smart. She'd be a very good villain.
She could because she's in the Magic of Ministry. Yeah, Ministry of Magic.
Okay.
With Harry and Hermione. Okay, they're both in there now. She could have different views of how it should be ran.
Yeah.
Out of stuff because she's so smart and thinking, and then Harry.
And is she not
no,
part?
That's not.
She's part Muggle. Isn't she part Muggle too? So she could have that, where she's just we have to accept. Well, no, how would she do that? I don't know. There could be something there where that's messing things up too.
Yeah, or she always felt maybe being a Muggle, that half human. No, because she's full human, but she got powers. Yeah, maybe that could always be slowing her down to become what she deserves because she's one of the smartest. It's kind of oh well, you're never gonna get there because you're not pure, witch. So then that might turn her, be fuck all you guys, I'm killing everything because I know I'm the smartest one here.
I see. I love this stuff so much more than I do, so that's why I'm kind of
what's the contract? Let's sign for it.
Boom. And then she's just she gets frustrated and she's I'm bringing the time turner. She has that in her pocket still.
Oh yeah.
And she uses that to go back. Yeah.
Oh shit. Man, and Harry's the one that stops her again, of course, and then maybe his son, but then she has to go back in time and maybe just kills Harry. Ooh.
Yeah. This
and then Baltimore stops her because he's nah, fuck you, bitch, I'm killing Harry. Then we get Baltimore again. I'm going everywhere.
I'm down. And we find out that the big troll that they beat in the bathroom in the first movie was actually the real big bad of the whole time, and he was just waiting and waiting.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah.
Okay, so Mads Mikkelsen and the Fantastic Beasts.
We just give you a whole new script. Let's just get rid of this.
I know, just ditch this whole thing. But they're trying to get this thing casted quickly so they can keep up that 2020 release date that they're planning for. Okay, since our last podcast, we brought up this whole thing about Johnny Depp getting fired. I didn't really necessarily know. We pitched it as look, if he's a domestic abuser, then that needs to be addressed and he needs to be stopped. Right? For sure, that's still the case. I didn't know that everybody's thinking, not everybody, a lot of the internet, which is just the internet, is thinking that Amber Heard is the one that was the abuser. I didn't know about this. Did you hear about all this?
No, I never heard about this, but it doesn't shock me. Okay, so on his Instagram before, he talked about, I'm just going to say a politician and how he wished that he could kill them or whatever. Mm-hmm. So once this came out, it's okay, well, maybe your actions on, on Instagram where you're, I don't know, serious, trying to be funny, whatever the fuck you're trying to do about saying you want to kill someone could maybe lead into your personal life. So
I see.
That I can see more than the other person being an abuser, and then like you said, the internet is oh well, I love Johnny Depp, blah blah blah, Edward Scissorhands, blah.
I just don't know.
I can see that too, people just sticking up, not knowing the whole story because they're in love with Johnny Depp.
And I genuinely want him to be okay with everything because I love Johnny Depp as well. I mean, Jack Sparrow for life, right? So I want him to do well, but there's a whole push for hashtag. I mean, man, when we put up that episode with if we're talking about Fantastical Beasts and stuff with Johnny Depp, we had many responses saying oh, sign the petition to get her fired from Aquaman. Sign the petition for this. Sign the petition for that. There's people hashtag boycott Fantastic Beasts. Yeah.
Pause for a second. Who's Aquaman? What do you mean?
She's the main romantic lead, and she's the main person in Aquaman.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't know how you're beating the fuck out of her. She is beautiful. Oh my God, I love her. Oh my, anything with a fake redhead. God damn.
So that's Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow.
Are they married?
They were, not anymore.
I didn't know he wasn't married to her. I'll be damn. I don't know why I was thinking of someone else the whole time. But anyway. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a fan base thing.
We'll have to see because she's sitting there claiming that they're paid bots to do this, a paid campaign. But there's a lot of people. So I'm going to not pass judgment until we have the facts. And I'm going to start looking into the facts on this one because we generally will kind of explain something in depth when things start to develop a little bit so that we have facts. We don't like to spread just basis, rumors. So this is interesting. It worries me that the Sun is involved from the UK because they're just straight up tabloids. They're the ones that called him a wife beater, and that's kind of that whole thing is what got him fired from Fantastic Beasts. So that's that too. It's like, oh yeah, well, it's a tabloid. They'll tell you that Elvis is alive. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow up on this one. We'll keep an eye out and we'll see how it shakes out. And we'll know.
And they're saying she is the one that was abusive to Johnny.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a lot of evidence for that too. Actually, it's pretty interesting.
I guess we just don't know what the. I mean, yeah, there's always evidence for everything, but we never know it until it comes down to it.
Yeah, we'll have to see how
that's interesting. Yeah.
The police and the court cases go and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we'll find out. All right, on to some lighter news compared to that.
Yeah.
Scorpion King reboots in the works. We got Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Danny Garcia's $7 production. Will be rebooting the 2002 Scorpion King. Do you remember Scorpion King?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh boy, that reaction's hot.
Yeah, because I guess we'll go. Why not? If I'm just thinking, like, oh, okay. How'd you like it?
I want them to reboot The Mummy. I don't care about Scorpion King. I love The Mummy, which is a spinoff.
Oh my god, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Because that last Mummy was trash. Like, let me get. I mean, it doesn't have to be like super corny like that one was, but
no,
an Uncharted version of Mummy.
Exactly, a fun version of Indiana Jones. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. But I think what we're gonna see from this is just a project. Whatever. Guess.
Yeah.
It's the start of him being the Scorpion, right? We need to see a redo CGI of him being an actual Scorpion.
Oh,
right?
It's awful. It's like PS1 graphics of him being Scorpion.
Oh, yeah. So I think if we start from there, and then go into Scorpion King. Well, I guess Scorpion King was before that. Yeah. So shit, I guess we'll see the leading up to it then. Huh?
We'll have to see. I just, to me, I'm not that interested in the project just because I think Scorpion King was mediocre, and really compared to the spinoff, which was what it was spinoff from, The Mummy, it was really not good. You know, The Mummy, I think especially one was really good. We'll have to see. I don't know, and of course they're not going to be using The Rock because he's booked up, so they're using some rando for it. Look at your face. Did you not read the notes that are heading? The PlayStation 5.
Listening to you telling me about these.
I'm gonna chalk it up to the PlayStation 5 came out this week, so you're distracted. We're gonna go with that because I like to believe that you read our notes.
I'm still thinking of Miles Morales right now. So
I know. So they're gonna be recasting this. They're gonna find some new kid to play the Scorpion.
Fucking trash. Okay. I'm done.
Yeah, if it's not The Rock, I mean, that's crazy. So he's just producing it. The director is going to be Jonathan Herman, he's handling the new script. He did Straight Outta Compton, which that's good. So that's a good sign right there. We'll see how it goes. There's so many better things to reboot. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm a little worried.
I'd much rather have just seen The Rock, like what I was just talking about with when we were talking about the Harry Potter made-up story. Just a continuation. We live in this world. I mean, there's so many fans that complain about it, but the problem is that we feed into it anyway. We make this movie get millions and millions of dollars. This thing, well, if The Rock was in it, I don't know about now. If The Rock was in this thing, we'd probably, I guarantee you'd be close to $1 billion.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the reason he's not in it is because he's booked, because he's making Black Adam, which I cannot freaking wait for Black Adam.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's booked up for the next 2 years. Okay, then wait. Why are we in a rush for you to put out a mediocre movie? Wait and make it a blockbuster. You know?
100%. Yeah.
We'll have to see. All right. Next up, Disney Plus is next thing I'm going to be subbing for is WandaVision. It's coming. We have a date for it, January 2021. I'm pretty hyped for this. What are your thoughts on WandaVision? You hyped yet?
Oh yeah, I told you about this a podcast before that. I for some reason it clicked. I just want more Vision. I don't know what it was. I'm super excited for WandaVision because I mean you kind of spoiled it all for me. That one time we were talking about dimensions and shit like that. Like you gave the whole Marvel cinematic to me for the next like 10 years. So
guess who writes the notes, guys?
Well, let me explain this. Like my view with like a lot of the things though, I just go into it blind. I don't look for more. Like when a trailer's released, I don't look for Easter eggs. When a video game released or is coming up, I don't dive into extra trailers and shit. I'll just play it. I don't need to watch gameplay. Well, this was one of them until then I talked to you and then you just fucking gave me everything. And
I'm over there like production news. And I'm looking at like who was on set today.
I'm super excited for this though. I think I'm excited for Marvel's series on Disney Plus. maybe that's a excitement booster for me.
Totally,
is the actual series instead of just a movie.
Yeah,
because I think some of these little characters do need the series, and
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying stay out of the big screen, but I don't need to see Falcon and Winter Soldier so much on the big screen all the time.
Yeah.
Because if those are characters that died, I don't give a shit. I can move on from there.
You know, one of them's Cap now, right? So we talking shit.
Okay, I don't want to get into it because I'm getting into it. Fuck this. So, I'm a big fan of Winter Soldier being captain, but we're probably gonna get Falcon being captain, right?
Well, he's already given the shield. Did you watch Endgame? Did you see that?
I know, and that's where it was going. But I read a series where Winter Soldier was taking captain.
That's how it's supposed to be at first, yeah.
Yeah, and I was a huge fan of that. So I'm kind of a little upset that Falcon's going to be the new captain. Only because I love that storyline. It's like a 3-book comic that I have.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, I'm getting out of that one.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna touch back on that one real quick. We're bringing you back in. I saw a meme that sold me on it. Okay, and I know memes not the best place to find my inspiration, but I found it there. Okay. So in the first Captain America movie, the guy that's like kind of recruiting him says that like you're not the perfect soldier, you're the perfect man, something along those lines, right? You remember that line?
Okay. Yeah.
It's there. So and then when you go to the future, and he's trying to choose who to give the shield to. He doesn't give it to the perfect soldier, which would have easily been Winter Soldier. He gives it to the perfect man or the best man or whatever, who is, somebody who kind of has his flaws and understands them and tries his best, which is Falcon. And he even tells him, he says, you're the perfect man. He says like literally that part of the quote from the first movie. He says it again to Falcon when he's handing him the shield. So it's like, oh shit, he's using the reason he was chosen is the reason he's using to choose the next guy. And I was like, okay, well then I'm freaking sold. And I'm not even quoting it right, and I'm embarrassing myself, but it's totally worth looking up, guys. Check it out. It's a cool meme. I'm sure it's on our Twitter somewhere.
I'm not down for that.
Fake.
But anyway, yeah. WandaVision.
WandaVision. We're getting distracted today, but I'm cool with it. Okay, so one thing I thought was really interesting is the first episode, we know they're going to be jumping through time. Spoiler alert, I guess, for Squeaks. They're going to be jumping through time through episodes. And the first one's at like a 1950s Leave It to Beaver kind of show. They actually filmed it in front of a live studio audience and in black and white. They actually filmed it in black and white. They didn't do that later on in post. I love that. That's like such classic, I Love Lucy kind of filming. So that's pretty neat. I think that's really neat.
I'm super excited for the black and white scenes in this show. I'm hopefully it's probably not gonna last long, huh? What do you think?
First episode, and it'll be done.
That's it.
Probably.
Be done. That's
Probably. Yeah.
But I didn't never expected it to last long. But I'm excited. I don't know. I don't know what it is about this series because if you asked me in the beginning of the Marvel, I'd be like, I don't give a shit about these two. Mm-hmm. Something Vision kind of grew on me. I read a little bit more of his comic books.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about this one, but of all the series, maybe Hawkeye. But I know he's gonna have his daughter probably in this series, and she's gonna be the new Hawk girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like DC right there all of a sudden now.
Yeah, I saw it.
But this is the one I'm most excited for.
Have you watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes? It's the animated series about the Avengers.
I watched one of them, but I don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
I know that was just recent too, because I'm on Disney Plus, just kind of watching those animated ones.
So check that one out. Okay, so when Disney bought them, they rebooted the show to this like newer version that has like the movie accurate Avengers. That's not nearly as good. But for like 2 or 3 seasons, they had the show called Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Fantastic. I mean, it felt like watching the comic book stories. And there's a really good Vision story. It's one of my favorite of Vision, where he's going into maintenance for, I want to say 30 days. And so he's kind of like shut off. And he comes back out of maintenance, so he's back into the world, and he finds out that Tony Stark took over the world. And so then he has to stop Tony Stark from taking over. He has to revert Tony Stark who took over the world. Thor's his bodyguard. It's this crazy thing. So you should really check that out. It's on Netflix last I checked. That's where I watched it. So it might still be there. If not, it'll definitely be on Disney Plus.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, so next thing up, guys, Darkwing Duck is back. Speaking of Disney Plus, that's where the reboot's going to be going. This is going to be a spin-off of the new DuckTales reboot. Have you watched any of these DuckTales?
Oh, it's yeah. Are like new DuckTales?
Yeah, the new ones. No,
I haven't watched anything of the new ones. No.
Okay. I hadn't until this news came out, and I watched the episode. By the way, guys, this episode is free on YouTube. You can watch the episode that they actually went and seen Darkwing Duck, and this show is so freaking good. I did not know that. Oh, yeah. Their writing is legit. They did a really good job with it. Modernizing it for the older audience that's watching it again. I really liked it. It was really good.
Nice. And why is this on YouTube? Why are we gonna? Can we get this on Disney Plus right now?
It's on. It should be on Disney Plus. It is on Disney Plus. It's just that particular episode they put on YouTube for free.
Okay.
It's like a two-parter. They put the whole thing on YouTube, so you guys can check that out. We wrote the article, guys. It's on the bottom of the article that's about this topic. So go ahead and visit our site for that, geekfreakspodcast.com. All right, so producing this new series is going to be Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Yes, that's that Seth Rogen. He works with Evan in like a lot of his movies, the End of the World one, stuff like that. He's worked with them in a lot of those, so they've always been tag team partners. DuckTales writer Frank Agnos is going to be joining them as well to do the writing for this new series, which is a good sign from what I've seen so far. The new Darkwing Duck series. Now, this is the interesting part, okay? This world is a world where the Darkwing Duck series that we watched exists. Right? Can you think about that?
Okay, so they're just hold on. What? They're continuing.
So, right? This DuckTales exists in a world, right? So this DuckTales. Think about this DuckTales.
Okay.
They go to. There was a show that came out about 10, 20 years ago in this world called Darkwing Duck about a guy who is like Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This new Darkwing Duck is a rich guy who was a big fan of him and wanted to start saving his city, so he dressed up like his favorite superhero, Darkwing Duck, and is now saving the city.
Oh, so it's not the original Darkwing Duck.
No, it's a guy who's a fan of the old cartoons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole another layer that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so, and he's not as good as Darkwing Duck, but he's kind of like trying to figure it out because it's like year one Batman when he's still trying to figure out all his gadgets and stuff like that. He's just really rich, and he's making. And like, it's funny because like, one of the kids in Launchpad already know like, oh yeah, it's the rich guy's obviously the guy that affords all the toys. They know right away that it's Darkwing Duck, that he's trying to be Darkwing Duck. But yeah, they reference the old cartoon and everything, and they even like, oh man. One of the kids has playing cards from the old cartoon that are actually the villains from the old cartoon on the playing cards, and it's just really cool. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is better than I thought.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, what's the chances of us getting Darkwing Duck into the series, the original?
Well, the new spinoff will be. I mean, I don't think we will see him, but we will get a new. The new spinoff will be this Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
Okay. That's taking care of his city. That it's like okay. So think of it this way. It's like if you wanted to save your hometown, so you dressed up like Batman. And then we're going to create a series about you saving the town as Batman. You are Batman, but you're based off of a Batman in your universe. It's the same thing.
So you're saying this... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a different universe, right? But the DuckTales are in this universe.
This new rebooted DuckTales universe has Darkwing Duck in it as the Darkwing Duck we watched.
Oh, as the one we watched?
The Darkwing Duck that's in this universe, like
fucking her so much.
Okay, so check it out. Okay, we're gonna. Everybody that's listening to this is screaming right now because they're like, "Duh!" But let me explain it one more time.
Fucking Squeaks is an idiot.
In this new rebooted DuckTales universe, there was a show in the '90s called Darkwing Duck that is the show that we watched. Okay. Now, in that DuckTales universe, the new one, there's a rich guy who's a friend of Scrooge McDuck. Who's like, I really like that show and I want to save my city, so I'm going to be the new Darkwing Duck. So he's a fictional character. He's portraying a fictional character in his universe, saving the day.
Okay. I'm thinking like, okay, if there was like a Batman...
The Batman... I shouldn't have said the Batman thing.
I took it as there was a Darkwing Duck. That one died off. He's replacing that Darkwing Duck. Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. The Batman thing, if you were to be Batman, because Batman isn't real.
Got it.
But you're going to be Batman. Okay. Now that we're back on track.
I got it now. We can move on. You can stop being mad.
I might put a timestamp. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. I really do suggest checking it out, guys. I ended up like being enthralled by the two-parter that I watched. Is really good. And then I've been hearing people say that the DuckTales is really good too, so check that out. Okay, next thing up. This I know you're going to know all about. Lilo and Stitch is getting a live-action thing. Oh boy, that face is not great. What are your thoughts?
Just stop doing these live actions. This is stupid.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, just no. And you're wrecking one of my all-time favorites, Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I don't know. I mean, I love. Okay, so we get. Correct me if I'm saying this wrong. This Chu is going to be working on this show.
John M. Chu is set to direct. Yeah.
Okay, which is. I'm a fan of Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah,
I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it, so that's a little bit of hope to it. But man, just stop. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know.
The setting's going to look really nice. I do like the idea of like a nice high budget film set in Hawaii because it's just gorgeous locations and stuff. And one thing that Lilo and Stitch did really well is show that people that actually live there, not just the brochure version of the island, people that actually live there. So it'd be cool to see a movie that's set in that. But in general, yeah, I mean, it's just we don't need any more of these live action movies. I'm so done with them.
Yeah.
Let's see. So people understand how much Squeaks knows about Lilo and Stitch. He has the Stitch tattoo. So
I do. Playing the ukulele.
Playing that ukulele. All right. Last bit of news. Speaking of Grinch, you're watching Grinch. We have a new Grinch musical coming. This is going to star Matthew Morrison, who is the main guy from Glee. If you guys think of the teacher from Glee, that's him. It's going to be called Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Musical. It's going to air December 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. It's going to be on NBC, I think. I didn't put that part down. NBC. And coming from the Troubadour Theatre in London. So, have you watched any of these like musical specials that have been going on over the last few years? I know, you guys might have watched them.
No, I'm actually a musical fan.
Yeah.
I watched the Peter Pan one.
That's what I was going to wonder, yeah.
I watched Peter Pan. I watched Grease, which I had a blast with Grease, but I'm a Grease fan at the same time. So, I did not watch the Rocky Horror one. I had no interest into it because I heard it wasn't live. I think that was the rumor that was going around with it. So that was that was kind of a bummer for me. And I think there was one after Grease. I can't think of it. I think there was one after Grease, and then the
Didn't they do Hairspray too? I think they did Hairspray as well.
Hairspray. Oh, okay, yeah, they did Hairspray. Oh, and then didn't they do Song of the Song of the
No, they did not do that
one with Julianne. She did a musical.
Yeah, Live with the Hills of Music.
Yeah. Like the cover is her just on a hill with flowers and looking up in the sky.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Whatever.
I haven't watched any of these yet, but I've been kind of interested in checking them out. This one in particular. Let's see. They're bringing a lot of Mel Marvin's classics back, like You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, and stuff like that. So I'm always down for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas, guys, we've asked you guys for your ideas, and we have a good one. So our Christmas special this year is going to be top 5 Christmas gifts. And we're going to do the polls throughout December where you guys, vote in or actually voice your opinion on your favorite Christmas gifts. And then we'll make sure to have everybody's, favorite Christmas gifts growing up and stuff like that. I already know my number one's the N64. Man, I'm going to open up that N64.
You bastard. That's like my most memorable Christmas gift.
I think we just spoiled the number one, guys, but we'll talk about all the best things growing up. It's going to be good stuff.
Oh, man. My favorite Christmas gift is anything that you give me.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Get ready for potholders. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to give you a Geek Freak shirt. There you go. Get that Brandon out there. All right, we're going to finish things off with the Mandalorian review, guys. We're going to start doing this every week. We write the articles for them on our site. You guys can check them out. We're also on AEE, Everything Entertainment, if you guys want to read them over there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this review. I'm going to try to go kind of quick on it. Squeaks, for some reason, hasn't watched this second one.
PS5, that's a very good reason.
Man, we're chalking a lot up to the PS5 excuse this week. I'm just throwing that out there. So, fat spoiler warning. The reason I want to make sure we have the articles for the first two, we just didn't do the reviews for them, but we're going to start doing them every week. The reason was like this one we need to review because there's so much stuff that if you're not a Clone Wars fan, you might be confused. So, spoiler warning, and here we go. This is a Dave Filoni love fest, this one. So, Mando, he arrives to the planet, he gets Frog Lady, we're the husband, we're going to go real fast with the story, we're not going to do too much. He's looking for Mandalorian so that he can find a way to save Baby Yoda, find a home for him. And anyway, so finds out, oh yeah, they're on this barge. This barge is going to take this fishing vessel. They head out on the fishing vessel. It's a trap, and the guys on the vessel are trying to kill Baby Yoda and capture his armor, Mando's armor. So they're saved by a pack of Mandalorians, these 3 Mandalorians that roll in and start kicking ass. This is where I needed to explain what's going on for you guys who are unfamiliar. Okay. So Mando's shocked because these guys take these 3 Mandalorians take off their helmets, and they're like, "Oh, he must be a zealot from the Watch clan." The Watch clan is a faction from Mandalore. This is all done through Clone Wars and in Rebels too. Is a faction from Mandalore that wanted to bring back the old days where they used to conquest and invade and be warlike. At the same time, their Duchess wanted to kind of make them evolve into a higher society and really bring them forward as like members of the Galactic Republic and stuff like that. So they kind of had this inner civil war with this one group that was like really kind of by themselves and nuts. They had the Darksaber, which at some point we might have to explain what the Darksaber is, but for now, just every Mandalorian wants it. Just assume that. It's really important for their culture. So nevertheless, they have this big thing. The Duchess's sister, Bo-Katan Kryze, is the main Mandalorian we see of the three here. She's the center one that you see when they first show up. So these guys are she's actually the heiress. The name of the episode is called The Heiress. She's actually basically the supposed to be leader of Mandalore. They just showed up on this boat with Mando. Adventures ensue. They help each other out. She's searching for the Darksaber. We find out when they fight some Empire. I'm trying not to spoil it too much, right? When they fight some Empire guys, we see that she's going that one step further to figure out where the Darksaber's at. We know it's with Moff Gideon. We saw that at the end of season 1. So she's trying to find that Darksaber. So if you guys are confused at like who this character is, why it's so important, she offers Mando a place to stay and stuff like that. That's the thing. She's actually like probably considered the leader of Mandalore right now. And the Darksaber, just to kind of give a quick, it's like the first Mandalorian to become a Jedi. That was his lightsaber. So it's really important. Like it was used to unite all of Mandalore under one banner. And so she's on the hunt to get it again. We will see this character again. I can guarantee it. First off, they did pretty decent casting, and second, she's just insanely important to the Mandalore lore. She's the new Duchess, trying to gain everything. So you guys are confused by that. That's the case. Then at the end of the episode, things happen. It's a really great episode. I gave it an A overall. They do reference that there's a new lead on the Jedi she needs to go find. Oh, she's a couple planets over. Her name is Ahsoka Tano. What? Yeah, so that means the one from Clone Wars is in this one, guys. I'm pounding the table. I shouldn't be doing that. I always hate when I hear that. So we have Ahsoka is going to be in here. Ahsoka. Oh, my God. I get Ahsoka. Ahsoka Tano is in this, and we knew the casting that she was going to be here, but we're going to get her next episode, y'all. We're going to have Ahsoka.
Next episode already.
Yeah. That's going to be it. I'm not going to give too much of the details and stuff like that. Really good, but I just kind of wanted to explain who Bo-Katan was and why she's so important. And you guys saw a lot of her this episode. It's really great. Totally an A for Chapter 11.
Now, question for you. Since you gave it an A, and you were saying this is pretty Filoni, if I say his last name right, Filoni like heavy.
Yeah.
Because I'm only on season 3 of the Clone Wars, I kind of just watch it when I watch my child. Like I don't, it's there, and I know they got some great stories, but it's kind of just there. It's background. Would you still feel the same way if you weren't familiar with the Clone Wars?
In the article I wrote up, I said that this was, I still think, a very good episode, just because it's a heist. There's a heist going on and stuff like that. It was still very good. There's no doubt, though, the Clone Wars thing made it better. So I gave it an A, and I think it still deserves the A, but I recognize the fact that my bias might be skewed. It might be worth a B+. I feel like it was an A. It was really good.
I'll watch it tonight.
You better. I mean, come on now. PS5.
I know.
Watch it on the new PS5.
As soon as that child goes down, yeah, right. As soon as that child goes down, it's like Miles Morales.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. Like, you text me like, "Hey, I'm ready to record." I was like, "Pause game. Let me go do the recording. I'm coming back." Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this week. Again, we have more podcasts coming for you later on in this week. I think we might take Thanksgiving week off, though. We're still kicking that around, so just kind of heads up on that. I know we're going to do a World of Warcraft episode for the new Shadowlands, because we're all super stoked about that, and kind of getting you guys prepped for the charity that we're going to work with. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys. You all have an excellent week. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.